So these will be easier to close.
Joan Lazeney started the volunteer organization Kennel Comforters 3 years ago.
I'm glad that we are able to help animals be more comfortable.
It all started when she went to an animal shelter and asked if she could repair beds. The woman behind the counter told her, well, no, there are no beds.
Because I didn't realize that shelters do not have extra money for beds. Hey, here comes Carol with more beds.
Joan got volunteers like Carol Clark to join her in making the beds.
I hadn't sewn in years. I think the last thing I made were maternity clothes, and that son is 36 years old.
Today, the organization has more than 25 regular volunteers. It's a 501c3 nonprofit and has donated more than 6,500 dog and cat beds to 14 shelters all over San Diego County. But more beds are needed, and so are more volunteers.
You don't have to know how to sew. We'll teach you how to sew. You don't even need a machine. We now have some donated machines. If you can't do anything else, you can always stuff, and we need stuffers a lot.
The cats get the beds 24/7, but the dogs only get the beds at night because during the day, they'll chew on them.
And when I go in back and check out the animals, I see all of our beds, and they're all laying on them, and it does my heart so much good.
Each stitch,
too much,
each stuff, and each cut of fabric can change an animal's life.
Making the beds a certain way so that it calms them down and lets them put on their best face for adoption is the whole point. Cats especially suffer a lot of stress. It's hard to be in a shelter.
Volunteers crank out beds twice a month at County Animal Services in Carlsbad. Some take fabric home as well so they can sew more beds.
This bed happens to match. They don't all, but I've never had an animal call me and complain that their bed doesn't match.
If you'd like to help, go to kennelcomforters.com. For Carlsbad Patch, I'm Deanne Goodman.